Well, as luck would have it, with just under 175,000 miles, our 2006 Cayenne S Titanium edition developed a misfire. Typically on these cars, since they have a coil pack connected to the spark plug, it's either a combination of a foul plug and or a coil pack. Given the age of the car, the mileage on it, I decided to replace all the coil packs and spark plugs at once. I'm going to take you through how to do that, as well as one of the pitfalls you have to be careful of on cylinder 2. Stay tuned. This video takes you through how to replace the spark plugs on a 955 Cayenne. That is the Cayenne, the first generation Cayennes with a V8 engine built between 2003 and 2006. There was no 2007 model. Oddly enough, on the Porsche Cayenne, Porsche recommends spark plugs being changed every 40,000 miles. Pretty odd for a modern era car. But sure enough, I bought this with about 124,000 miles 4 years ago, and now with just under 175 on it, I've more than used up the life on these spark plugs. I'm a firm believer that if one of these coil packs goes, that you replace all of them. Otherwise, you're just going to have the same problem and tearing down everything once again. It's a little expensive to do, but the trade-off is reliability. The first step I did before, I wanted to see what was going on with the car. So I hooked up my Durametric software. I have a hobby kit. If you're not familiar with it, Durametric is the software that Porsche independents and guys like me use to diagnose the cars. It's a very thorough program, much better than a standard thing you buy. Basically, I think the unit was about $350, came in a fancy plastic case with nothing more than a cable. I had to download the software. In my case, I'm using an old Mac that I run something called Windows Parallel on it because Durametric does not support Mac, so I have to run a Windows environment on it in order to do that. I'll probably make that the topic of another video, but for now, I'll take you through it. So I go to fault codes in the Durametric, and you can see all over the board, cylinder 3 misfire, cylinder 4 misfire, cylinder 5. So basically I was having a problem across the driver's side bank for the most part, and then I had a cylinder 1 misfire. So clearly either I had a problem with the computer or I think it was just age on all of these catching up with it. So some of you are probably wondering why that would suddenly go and all of that would go. About the only thing I can explain is that we left for a trip over a weekend, and with the really hot weather we've been having, I put the Cayenne on the lift, and it was probably sitting up all weekend long in 120-degree weather in the top of the garage. Now, whether that was enough to trigger that, who knows? But the car, I know when I pulled it down after 3 days of being up in that temperature, it was just acting funny. It's the service interval, 175. I'm probably a little bit over it, actually, think about it now. I decided to put a whole new set of plugs in, whole new set of coil packs in. In another video, I'll do the air cleaner. That's pretty involved, as well as the serpentine belts. But the Cayenne has about 5 pieces of trim in the under hood area that use these ridiculous quarter-turn plastic screws. I've got to order another set. But the first step of these is taking these pieces out with these quarter-turn screws, if you can get them out. Sometimes I have to use the pliers. Now, on that, you see me on the windshield washer fluid reservoir, there's a small screw that you need to take that actually attaches to the cover. But other than that, it's pretty straightforward, other than when these things give you trouble. The first thing you need to get access on either bank is you need to remove the blower motors that sit on top of the valve train covers. And those are these two motors right here. They're held on with 3 cap screws, and you need to take those off. So I'm going to focus on the driver's side and take you through that. So it's just a matter of, these aren't torqued very hard, and just undoing those. That's the first one. Moving on to the second one. You see it's already loose. And then the third one. Procedure's the same whether it's the left or right bank. Now you'll see that comes out of its frame mount, and there's a hose on that. Fortunately, I didn't get up. So I'm disconnecting the hose that's underneath it, the blower hose, and then I'm disconnecting the electrical connection for it. You really don't need to do it. You can actually just bungee cord the thing up onto the firewall, and it's up and out of your way. But in this shot, I took that one off, but realized I didn't need it. Moving on, there's this plastic cover, and there are 4 cap screws that held on with a Torx nut, and you need to loosen these 4 cap screws off. You can remove the cover. Cylinder number 5 on the driver's side is a little tricky. I had to use just a driver nut to get that off, but and then once you do that, it's pretty straightforward to take off. So now, what you see here is I'm loosening. There's a cap screw that holds the coil, each cylinder coil in place. Luckily, these weren't torqued down too bad. Now you see me just unplugging what is the coil pack here, and I'm loosening, and now I'm hand loosening the cap nut. So here it is pulling out. I've disconnected the wire, and then putting my index finger in, that should just pull out the coil. Now I'm using an extra long extension with a spark plug wrench, and I'm hoping that these aren't torqued down. And all 8 came out nicely. They were torqued properly to 22 foot-pounds by a prior owner. And here I am pulling out the old spark plug, and you'll see all 8 of these looked just well used. There's a good shot of the old plug versus a new one. This Cayenne uses these newer style 4-prong things. I'm told they're pre-gapped, and as long as you don't dent them at all, it should be straightforward to put them in. I wouldn't even begin to know how to gap these. I'd have to watch a video of somebody else. But another thing you don't want to do, Porsche specifically recommends this, you do not put anti-seize on the plugs when you put them in. What may happen if you do that is it'll tend to ground out the spark plugs, and you'll lose spark power. So you'll see the old one does not have it on there. I was pleased to see that, and did not use it on here. And the correct torque is 22 foot-pounds. So here I am. I'm using a special spark plug nut that holds it. So when it goes down into the cavity, I slowly insert that in, and I make sure it's hand tightened. And once I'm confident it's okay and I can back it out, I hand tighten that in. Only then do I put my torque wrench on and crank it to the 22 foot-pounds. And there's where it clicked. All right, 1 down, 7 to go. And here's a shot of me. It's on a different cylinder, 4 to be exact, or 8, excuse me, to be exact. But all you do is you put the coil pack in, the new coil pack in, put the wiring harness in, and put the cap screw that holds the coil pack in. You'll note that that nut actually is threaded on the top. That's what holds the plastic cover nut on as well. So never want to over torque anything on here. I just did it firm. And with all, I'm not boring you with all 4 cylinders, but the driver's side's pretty straightforward. And you put the cover back on once you've done all 4. Make sure all the wiring's good. There's 2 balls that snaps into at the top. And then the aforementioned cap screws hold that plastic thing to the top of the coil pack retaining bolts. And there I am just fiddling around getting it. Now the blower motor's ready to go back in with that side done. There was a quick shot of the hose going into the bottom of the blower motor. And I believe this is just the warm up. These 2 blowers are just for warm up anti-emissions. 3 cap screws go back in once you've got the wire and the hose back in properly. Now that I've got the wiring in, it's just a matter of putting the 3 cap screws back. And here I am just speed through in it. All right, so with that, the driver's side bank done, I went ahead and fired up the car. And lo and behold, it was starting to sound much better, but I did get but I was still getting an error on the passenger side. So I went ahead and, not that I was going to shortcut it at all, I just wanted to make sure that I didn't cause more problems. And it looked like I definitely cleared something up on the driver's side bank. So on the passenger side, is a strut. It looks like a connecting rod that basically mounts to the unibody under hood to an aluminum mount that's mounted directly over cylinder number 2. In order to gain access to cylinder number 2, you need to take this strut off. So here I am. I think that's a 15 millimeter bolt, but on the back side, 15 millimeter nut. But then you've got one of these special nuts. I forget what they're called. I've got a set of those. But anyway, you see the long thread. I'm putting the cap bolt on and then storing that on the side. Now on the other side, you have to loosen, and I found I needed to use a breaker bar, my medium breaker bar, just to loosen that nut ever so slightly. And that's enough to move that correcting rod looking like strut. Now you see it just hinged, and it's just a matter of giving the access to. The procedure on the passenger side blower motor is the same. I'm going to speed this up. 3 bolts again. Again, same procedure here. I started taking the nuts out, but I took all 4 off the top of the coil packs. This one cover is a little tougher to get out for whatever reason. But now you see me taking the bracket off, and I want to point out, the arrow will come up here, but you're going to see the wire for the coil pack actually goes over the bracket as I take this off. There are 4 bolts, 2 different sizes. So here I am loosening it. Notice how the wire for the coil pack is above the bracket. That's going to come back to bite me. I'm taking the bracket off, and thank God I had the camera on to realize this. So here I am taking the coil pack off. The coil pack comes out. Again, just put your index finger in where the wiring goes, and it'll work its way out. And here I am loosening the old spark plug. Looking at that, again, another nice dry one, just a well-worn plug. Now, here's where I messed up. All right, right there. I'm just going to pause that. That's the best part. So now I have the ground wire, the bracket's back on over cylinder 2, and where that arrow is pointing, the wire for the coil pack is now underneath the bracket. I was a complete dumbass on this. Didn't realize that I inadvertently let the wire go underneath. So what was happening is I torqued down this bracket, unbeknownst to me, twice. That would literally act as a clamp and pull the coil pack wiring out of the coil pack. So when I went to fire up the car twice, not knowing why that was causing it, I had to hook up the durometric again and found that cylinder 2 was misfiring. Everything else was working great. I was only getting an occasional misfire now on cylinder 2. Well, sure enough, that bracket was pulling the wire off just enough that it wasn't fully connected, and it was causing misfiring. So I was very frustrated. I thought I had a bigger problem to take care of. And in fact, I stopped the first day of doing this and walked away from it because I was so frustrated. Sometimes that's all you need to do is just walk away from the project. I know it's tough if you're working on your daily. The next morning, I was able to figure out what was going on with a clear head, fresh cup of coffee, and that's all it was. So just make sure when you're doing cylinder number 2 that you make sure that wire is over the clamp, not underneath it, and you won't have the problem I did. You gotta make sure that bolt is down for the ground for the fuel injection. And now that I have that properly centered and properly done, I could put everything back together. And sure enough, 3rd time was the charm. Once I realized the error of my ways, I had to take all of that apart on that passenger side, not once, but 3 times before I figured out what was going on. Hopefully this video helps you avoid that same thing. Once I fixed that, no faults on the durometric, truck runs great, and so now I've got a fresh set of plugs with gas hovering still around $5 a gallon. Not a bad idea to tune it up and make sure you're getting all the spark. You don't want to let this misfire go too long. Already running 0W40 oil in this car, and unfortunately, if you get a misfire, basically you're letting raw fuel get down into the cylinder. Hypothetically, if you let that run long enough, that could thin out your oil even more and lead to engine damage. So you don't want to do that. It's not something you want to drive hundreds of miles with. Luckily, I was not caught on a trip. Just a couple miles here or there troubleshooting it, so I'm fine. The car's running great. Anyway, that's how you change the spark plugs in a 955 Porsche Cayenne S with the 4.5 liter V8. If you enjoyed this video, please press the like button. And I encourage you, if you haven't done so already, to press the subscribe button, and you'll be alerted every time I upload a new video. Getting back into a cadence with a lot more videos. We're very close to reaching 1,000 subscribers on the channel, so I really want to focus on hitting that milestone. So I hope you'll help me do that. And I thank you for watching. Have a great day, and we'll see you soon. Take care.